Welcome back to Missouri Tigers on SI. My name is Killian Wright, basketball reporter, and this is the Extra Point. Today, we're going to be talking about a former Mizzou basketball player who's been quite the hot topic lately, and Tamar Bates, who entered the 2025 NBA draft with hopes of being selected, was ranked within the top 45 and top 60 on plenty of big boards around the nation, but did not hear his name called. Now, that's pretty common for players to experience, especially older players who enter the NBA draft. And so for Bates, I don't think he was worried at all. And he heard his name, he heard his phone call just a few short minutes after the conclusion of the draft. And it was the Denver Nuggets who offered him a two-way contract that Bates will, of course, be signing. Now, this should come to no surprise to Missouri fans, as the Nuggets owners, the Kroenke family, has strong ties to Missouri. Obviously, Josh Kroenke kind of runs the show there over in Denver, played for the Missouri Tigers basketball back in the day, and now Avery Kroenke, women's basketball player on the current roster. The connection is there. They've taken former Tigers in the past, like Michael Porter Jr. at number 14 in 2018, who ended up contributing to a championship for the Nuggets. And the Nuggets are kind of still in that championship mindset. Although they've lost in disappointing fashion in the playoffs the past 2 years, it's clear they still would like to contend with three-time MVP Nikola Jokic. Now, kind of similar to Porter, Bates was added with the mindset of complementing Jokic, who many regard as the best player in the league. Now, Jokic is a unique player in the sense of he's able to draw gravity. He's got a ton of gravity in the sense of the defensive attention he draws and the amount of open looks he frees up for his teammates is really astronomical and honestly kind of unlike anything people have seen before. And this fits perfect for Bates, who's a strong off ball player. Bates shot about 39.6% on threes last year, so he's certainly able to knock down the open shot when Jokic eventually finds him. And he's a strong cutter too. Bates had some really athletic dunks in the half court, honestly, more often than transition, what it felt like, which is important for a playoff offense. You need to be able to play in a half court setting when the game slows down. And so I think Bates will be able to contribute to that winning that the Nuggets maybe hope for. Bates' skill set, funny enough, was compared to Will Barton a lot, who was a former Nugget of honestly a long time. He's there near a decade. But he peaked when Nikola Jokic was in his MVP seasons, honestly. And Bates' play style to that, his play style similarity to Barton kind of makes sense when you're looking at the Nuggets roster. It would include lots of backdoor cuts, slashes to the rim, and then spot up threes, which there's an argument to be made that that's Bates' three main strengths as an offensive player. His shot, though, hitting those spot up threes will be important, as he shot 39.2% from three with the Tigers in his 2 seasons. That would rank second among Nuggets in the playoffs last year, trailing only Julian Strawther, who caught an all-world heater, and then it would rank sixth among Nuggets in the regular season. He's going to be crucial in terms of if they need some spot minutes for some shooting. You've seen them turn to guys like Hunter Tyson in the past. Bates is a bit more versatile, can maybe dribble the rock a little bit more than Tyson and hold his own defensively. So that gives the Nuggets an alternative to throw out there as a shooter alongside Nikola Jokic or Aaron Gordon, who may need some of that spacing to open up those lanes. Now, an area that Bates has kind of struggled in, especially for guard, is his decision making. He averaged just one assist compared to 1.4 turnovers per game, which is not ideal, obviously, for someone who you may look to handle the rock. Luckily, playing alongside Jokic will help that, as Jokic is probably the best decision maker in the league and honestly has the ball in his hands more than almost anyone in the league. And that will mean there's less avenues and opportunities for Bates to make those mistakes that may come back to bite him. Bates playing an off-ball role is probably the ideal situation for him. And the Nuggets have been able to kind of work reclamation projects with players like that in the past. Russell Westbrook, obviously former MVP, who had some struggling seasons with the LA Lakers and Clippers, was kind of rejuvenated last year in Denver, playing alongside Jokic, despite turnover woes and efficiency woes that he may have had. His strong cutting and game sense was nice, a very good compliment next to Jokic. Also, Michael Porter Jr., obviously former Tiger, his spot up shooting was kind of elevated under Jokic, as all Porter had to do was stand around the 3-point line or cut to the basket when he was open, and Jokic would find him, and he wouldn't have to put the ball on his floor. He was notorious for getting that shot up as soon as he got the ball. Now, those mistakes that Bates does have, he'll have time to work on, as he's on the two-way contract, which means that he'll be splitting time between the main roster and the Denver Nuggets G League affiliate, which is the Grand Rapids Gold. Now, a G League affiliate is kind of like the minor league for an NBA team, where players can go down to develop and hone skills that may not be NBA ready aspects. Down here, I expect Bates to probably work on that dribble handoff game, work on some screen navigation, as the Nuggets obviously are top 3 in the league in dribble handoff game that they run with Nikola Jokic specifically. So that'll be an area that Bates can improve on in the G League. And you'll see him down there for probably about half the season, and then getting spot minutes with the main roster for the other half. Now, while Bates does have those traits that aren't NBA ready, as I mentioned before, the Nuggets are still in championship mindset and are looking to contend. So the addition of Bates most likely comes with a mindset that he'll be able to contribute to winning in one way or another. So I would expect Bates to be playing in certain spots this minutes, and watch out for him to maybe even crack the rotation if a couple injuries happen. It's a little hard to see exactly how he's going to get those minutes or who he'll be competing with, as the Nuggets roster only has 12 players on it right now, not counting Bates on that two-way contract. So there's plenty of moves to be made, whether it's incoming free agents or players picked up via trade. The roster isn't fully fleshed out yet, so it's not too you can't be too confident on who Bates will be competing for minutes with. But right now, it's looking like spots at the backup shooting guard is pretty open for Bates to win that battle in a training camp setting. And obviously, we know Tamar Bates is a competitor, and there's reason to have faith in him being able to do that. And clearly, the Nuggets share that same faith.